Yeah, bro. Penguin.
Hey,
Penguin.
bro, the Penguin. I'm not caught up. I'm not fully caught up.
Ooh, oh man. The last two episodes were fire.
But I seen the
It picked
episode
up.
from what I guess that was. I'm one behind. I'm one behind. But this show is good, bro. This
Hey
show is really
man.
good.
DC's coming. They dropped the ball on Joker. But
Have you watched it?
no, I didn't watch it. I
Okay.
can't I can't bring myself to watch it after hearing how bad it is. I'm like,
Yeah, I heard a lot of bad stuff.
but I think with DC is having more success with their shows than Disney than what Marvel is doing with Disney Plus, because like they got the villains, they got some good villains, bro. And I think they build out these villain arcs, and then you bring them into the movie with the good guy. That'd be kind of tight. I think that could be cool.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know if they're going. I don't know how many villain. I was hearing this on a podcast the other day that they're thinking of doing like a Bane. It was Bane and oh my gosh, it was like Bane and someone else for like Bane and oh my bro, what's the Deathstroke? A Bane and Deathstroke show. Like, and they're gonna be together as like villains. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to see a whole bunch of villain shows, but besides that, Penguin's fire. Like, y'all got Max, y'all should watch Penguin. Like, check it out. Like, the acting in that is like super good. We got the mother from How I Met Your Mother in there, and like, bro, she's killing it. Like, she's
Wait,
scary.
that's I didn't even realize that was her, bro.
Yeah, that's her. Like honestly, because I just finished rewatching How I Met Your Mother, so like watching her, I'm all like, this is like, it was kind of weird the first episode because I can't like take her like serious, but now like bro, like she's like menacing the Hangman, bro, Hangman, she's
Yeah,
menacing.
bro. She don't play.
She don't,
She don't.
bro, she don't play for real, for real. But let's get to it. I'm Joshua Potts, Mr. Possible, all with the brother with the same mother, Aaron Potts, Super Hot Potts, and you're watching and listening to your favorite two black runners every single
Two black,
okay.
Tuesday. Back at it again. What's up, my beautiful people? Training going good, man. Training going good.
We're gonna start doing lives again, Aaron.
Yeah, we gotta bring the lives back. I'm sorry, y'all. We gonna bring the lives back starting next week. We could bring the lives back.
Okay. Just man putting out. I wasn't even gonna say next week, but
Just gotta put it out there, but yeah, maybe next week.
All right, maybe. But yeah, New York City Marathon coming up. 2 weeks, or is it 3 weeks? I don't even know. 2 weeks. This week, next week, and then the week after that. It is
So 3 weeks. That's
3 weeks.
Yes. Feeling a lot better than when we announced. I had a good 2 weeks. I could already tell just on my runs, just feeling a little bit more fit. Had to dive in there with a 16 2 weeks ago, and I went ham with going up hills. Straight up took an ice bath and everything afterwards to make sure I didn't get injured. But
Yeah.
that was what I needed. And yeah, just gotta keep on stacking days, which turn into weeks, which turn into a marathon. But I think we on track over here. I think I'm on track.
I'm doing good, bro. I think today I low key messed up on my run. Like I had a workout where I did 3 times, 3 minutes, 1 minute, like like 3 times, 3 minute, 3, 2, 1, 3 minute, 2 minute, 1 minute, and then with corresponding rest for each minute, for each time period or whatever. And like I don't know why I was thinking I'm all like, because it was a 10-mile run in total. I was like, oh, I'm supposed to do the workout at the beginning. And so like I just started off straight with the 3 minutes instead of doing like a 6 mile or like a 3 mile warm up at least, and then like some drills, then doing a workout. But like the workout went good, but I just after I finished it, I was like, dang, I gotta jog like 5 more miles now. Like I'm
Yeah, that
trying to
kind of
be
sucks.
trying to be done. But like that was one of my best workouts because like my heart rate, I'm gonna say my heart rate, and some of you guys gonna be like, dang, that's low key high. My heart rate was 167, But like usually my heart rate is way higher than that. So like I generally just have a higher heart rate, even like when I was in the best shape of my life, when I was like running for the NCAA and like running at Mount Sac and CSUN. So like to have like 167 average for 10 miles and like average pace of it being 6:35, I'm like, dang, like I'm in decent shape to where I'm walking away from 10 miles and feeling like good. You know what I mean? And like I could keep on going. But I guess that's what happens when you do 20 miles like 2 weeks ago. So I guess that's what happens.
Yeah, man. Coming together. I think I'm gonna try and do a little something tomorrow. It's just, bro, I gotta get up and do these runs before work, bro, or
That's
do them
tough.
after work.
That's tough.
And it be tough sometimes, but it's also good. I always feel good, especially when I run them. I prefer running in the morning
Yeah.
because I want to get home and chill. I'm not trying to go do a run after work majority of the time. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we chef up tomorrow. But another little long run coming up this weekend. I did 17 last week. Probably will. I'm gonna go back to the hills where I ran, and that destroyed me for a couple days. But gonna get that last one in. That's probably the last harder long run, and we
Yeah.
set. Let's get it.
But I will say, like, it has been really like helpful having something on the schedule during this time. So, like, when this finishes, I know you're saying you're gonna take a month off. I'm definitely gonna start looking towards the next thing. If that's LA being the next thing, I'm thinking there's Tracksmith is doing a 5K at Oxy in December. I'm thinking that could be the next thing for me. And then even if not that, maybe something else in between. But it has been fun because if I didn't have anything on the schedule, I probably would just be running 4 miles here, there, and there. But it is fun to get out and be all like, oh, I just did 8 miles today. Like you feel and knowing that you're leading up to something, you're getting better and stronger and stuff. Like, and during the fall, like it feels like cross country season. So it brings me back to that. So it has been fun, like actually training for something. I see more of the reason why people do that. I don't understand how people do like 5 marathons in a year or like how
Shout out
there's people
Tommy.
on this streak like that just did like Berlin, Chicago, and then New York. That's kind of crazy, but I do understand the process of it.
I always just understand how y'all be doing that and working full time jobs. That's what I really don't get. I don't know how you go from Chicago to New York and get your work done and get
Yeah.
sleep in and eat. Some of y'all got kids. I don't know how
I don't know
kids.
how
That's a,
but
I don't
but
know
I
how
don't know
y'all
how
do
you do
that
that and like you trying to run the fastest time of your life.
for
Like
sure.
that's kind of crazy to me. Like,
Shoot,
because well, we'll see how I feel after I approach this marathon. But like, you're going into this marathon and you're like, dang, I'm trying to run fast. Like, I want a PR. I want to run 240, and my PR right now is 255. Like, I'm making sure I'm hitting these marathon paces. Like, that's kind of I don't know. That'd be stressful. That would be stressful to me. Like,
I don't
I
know.
don't want to be nervous going at the line at New York. Like, I'm just having fun.
Maybe they're not. I don't think that they're nervous, bro. I
Probably
think
not
that
nervous.
they're just they're having a good time, bro. At
Yeah.
the end of the day, it's like, what else is there to do? At some, why not? Why not just go run 26? Like, if that's what you like to do in your free time, is run and train. Then the
Yeah.
race is all gravy. Like it ain't really nothing on the line. It ain't like, you know what I'm saying?
Money.
Not for running 240.
No, but I'm just saying, like, you gotta pay to go there. You feel me? And
Yeah,
do
you
that.
gotta pay to go there though. That's the thing. You gotta pay unless you become like our boy Tommy or something, and you got people looking, or you got connects. Paying is crazy. So I mean, most people probably got connects though.
Wait, can we give a shout out, a special shout out? Because we're about to go into the Chicago Marathon this past weekend. It was crazy to see on Sunday. Those amazing races. But Susanna Sullivan, America's fastest teacher. I believe she teaches sixth grade. She was the fastest American at the Chicago Marathon, running 2:21. As we talk about people having full time jobs and coaching, she ran 2:21, fastest American in Chicago, beating out people like Kiera D'Amato, Emma Bates, some people that have ran on world marathon teams. You feel me? And she runs 2:20, 2:21. Like a 5:24 average pace. She teaches sixth graders. I don't know how you manage that workout schedule, but imagine being a full blown teacher with some snotty nosed kids, and you go out
Snot
one
nose
weekend
kid.
and like you just a straight beast. That's insane. Like shout out,
No, shout out. That's impressive, bro. I'm telling you, this is yeah, that's the lifestyle, bro. It's like it has to become a lifestyle for you to be able to, compete at that high of a level. So shout out to her, and I don't think it's gonna be the last we've seen of her. She beat those type of women,
bro. It said that she broke her kneecap.
in the race.
No. Before
Oh
that's why
my,
she missed the
Olympic trials.
that's why she missed the Olympic trials. She broke her kneecap.
Dang, that's tragic.
How? Like
These snotty nosed kids, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
that's what
Yeah.
I don't know if I would have run the marathon anymore if I know I can break my kneecap. Like what?
That's what
Susanna.
I'm saying, bro. You gotta make sure you doing them lunges. You better get in the weight room, get them squats in, bro. It's different. It's a different type of race, bro. People
Mrs.
die.
Sullivan. Like, come on, bro. Breaking your kneecap?
Hey, man.
But all right, you want to get into the real stuff that people want to talk about, why they clicked on this episode?
We know why y'all here, man. Another day where the track and field community is acting
Outrage.
crazy.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, outrage. My fault. Yeah.
So you want me to give them the rundown? I have a little timeline.
Yeah. Give a run. Give us the rundown. Give us the rundown.
All right, I have a timeline. Bear with me for a second. I'm going to be a lot of quotes, but
Okay.
we'll try and get through this. I tried to drink some water before this, so we ready. All right, so Ruth Chepngetich broke the world record in the marathon, the first woman ever to go under 2 hours and 10 minutes, running a 2:09 and 56 seconds. She broke the women's world record by 2 minutes. Ruth Chepngetich is from Kenya. She's won
Shout
the
out.
Chicago Marathon 2 times before this. She's the only woman to have three performances in the marathon all-time top 10 list. She's been a beast for a second. I believe she won the world championships in the marathon about like 6 or 7 years ago. She's been around for a second. She goes out and does this, an amazing performance. And then afterwards in the press conference, Robert Johnson, LetsRun co-founder, ask this question to Ruth, as I quote, Ruth, unfortunately, in recent years, there's been a number of doping positives in Kenya. What would you say to someone who says when they see 209.56, this is too good to be true? I have questions about it. Chepngetich responded and said, I don't have any idea. Johnson responded back and said, some people may think that the time is too fast and you must be doping. What would you say to them? Chepngetich said, people must talk, but people must talk. So I don't know. After this, soon after, the running world went crazy, but not just the running world, the entire world. The people that want to talk about the story went crazy, outrageous. People were calling out Robert Johnson saying, would he have said this to a male runner? He only attacks black runners. People were saying this is poor taste after a world record. And the list goes on and on and on of what they were saying about Robert Johnson. Today, Kenya Kenya Athletics released a statement saying this. Bear with me, this is kind of long. In any case, many world records were broken this year. This is from Kenya Athletics. And to single her out is utterly unfair. Talking about Chepngetich. It is therefore disheartening to witness some sections in the media casting unwarranted doubt on her achievements. Such aspirations made without due process undermine not only her efforts, but the integrity of the sport. It is important to note that Ruth, like all athletes in major competitions, underwent multiple anti doping tests, both pre race and post race. There are standard procedures in events of this magnitude. It goes on to say that Ruth's achievement, while impressive, is not without precedent. Marathon records have been broken by even wider margins, affirming that her feat is well within the bounds of possibility. They ended off saying, "We urge the media and global community to give Ruth the respect she deserves and protect athletes from harassment. Let her celebrate this hard-earned victory and let us acknowledge the years of hard work and discipline that brought her to this moment. Unfounded doubts and unfair treatment have no place in this proud moment for Kenya and for Ruth." Then, also today, this reporter, Davis Muin, I believe that's how you pronounce it, on X, formerly known as Twitter, came out and said this. This matter, talking about the matter we're talking about now with Robert Johnson calling out Ruth Chepngetich, questioning her about the possibility of her doping, he said, he tweeted, "This matter is currently being discussed in the floor of the Kenya parliament. They all agree an apology from Robert Johnson is warranted." Lastly, then I'll shut up and I'll let you respond, Aaron. On Let's Run, Robert Johnson, you know, Rojo, that man, he be what you call it? They be active. They be active, always with threads and everything. And he said they want to restate and express this on a thread, talking about the Kenyan Parliament is currently discussing my questions of Ruth Chepngetich and demanding that I apologize. He wants to restate, "We have been very consistent," this Robert Johnson, "we have been very consistent since day one at Let's Run in regards to doping. Since the year 2000, we have asked doping questions that need to be asked. Whether you are white, Galen Rupp, Alberto Salazar, or black, Regina Jacobs, Justin Gatlin, male, female, American, or Kenyan." He brought up in 2002 when they asked Regina question even more harder questions and whatnot. And he was talking about how I think he was a coach at Cornell or something, and an Oregon freshman came up to him and said that Alberto Salazar does not like you guys. So like he just wanted to put out there that he's not racist and above other things where people are called or feminist or sexist or all those type of things kind of, and which they have done. I would agree on that part, but yeah, that was a lot. I had to put it out there. We got the whole view of the story now. Everyone listening to this may be hearing about this for the first time. It's
Man,
a
that was
lot.
good for me. Hey man, that was good. I mean, shoot, there's a lot there. But I'll start off with I do agree that
He
they
needs to
have been.
apologize.
I do agree that Let's Run has been consistent on asking these unhinged, uncomfortable, maybe distasteful at time questions centered around doping. They've been very consistent with that. I think so. I have to go do research, whatever. But
Bro, we don't need
like,
to do research. You've seen them in the mix
this
zone.
is their thing. This is their thing, bro. If you, it don't matter how old you are. Adeja Haj was about to getting asked questions by Jonathan Holt at Worlds after Issa Rizum or whatever. What's his name? Homeboy
Asinga.
Asinga. After Asinga tested positive, he was asking Adeja Hodge questions because they were on the same high school team, and she was like 17. So like, is that inappropriate because it's a child? Yeah, it's a little inappropriate, but like they're definitely consistent on that. Another thing to point out is it's like, dang, bro. So the question that they asked Ruth, they weren't asking it. He asked Ruth, what would you say to people that, think you're doping because you ran this fast? She didn't really answer the question, but she didn't have to. The whole country stood up. Oh, Kenya answered the question for her, and they said that's unfair to put that on her and say that she's done this, da 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 da. So like Kenya answered that question. I think she answered the question good, but you know why Kenya's feeling pressed though? We all know why Kenya's feeling pressed
Because it's
and why
somewhat
they
true.
answered the question. Yeah, Kenya had to answer the question because y'all been getting popped. It's just the truth.
Let
A
me,
lot.
for the running channel put out this is all the way in June, and I know there's been more suspensions since this. The anti-doping agency of Kenya has provisionally suspended 26 runners for violating anti-doping rules. This was in June 6, 2024. Like 26 runners, this says 26 Kenyan runners received doping suspensions this week in June 6, 2024.
Come
So
on, man.
like it's not, and you can find that for the past couple of years where there's been, I think I haven't seen this, so don't quote me on exactly, but I believe I've seen something where it's like 100 Kenyan runners are have like been suspended or like serving suspension like right now, like from the AIU. So like it's no mistake that like this isn't out there, but I guess the question comes to be like, was it wrong for Robert Johnson to ask that question like in that moment? Is that if for in his terms of being um like an integrous journalist and like going out there, like was that a wrong thing to do and meeting the elements of journalism of like being in depth and like verifying your sources and asking these thought-provoking
Yeah.
questions?
So my question: you studied a little bit of journalism, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
like,
I'm a journalism major. I'm like, bro,
exactly,
I'm
exactly. So
certified.
like, I guess my question is because maybe you could say that question wasn't distaste or whatever, but like, it's not like there's a reason why he's asking that question. There's definitely like context to it. Is she the one that he should be asking the question to? Should he just be asking that question to Kenya's athletics and not to Ruth? Is that not a question that she should be answering? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I don't
what
think.
was he hoping to get out of that? What was he hoping to get out of that question, though? What was
I
the
think he.
answer that he was hoping to receive?
It was true. It seemed like he was trying. It was true. It was a question of like true curiosity. He wanted to see how she would respond. It's rare cases that even Let's Run gets to interview and like physically get to talk to like Kenyan runners. They get to talk to them mostly at these press conferences. And like Jonathan Golt's probably brewing up a story to talk more about the suspensions that are happening in Kenya. So to have this Ruth Chepngetich just became the most popular runner in Kenya, at least until another world record. She
Yeah.
is. She has to
No,
be like
yeah.
right under
She's a
Kipchoge.
marathon.
Like
Yeah.
she just broke the
209.
world record, took it from Asafa, who's from Ethiopia, being the rivals that they are in running.
On
Like
the
Ruth
set.
Chepngetich is everywhere. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So to hear from her like what she really feels about the situation, that's a number one like verifiable source of like, and just hearing any type of response, if it's a yes or if it's a no or it's nothing,
Hmm.
is something good, that is something good for a story, because you're asking that question. If your mission is to find out and to be, because Let's Run, no matter how much people can say like they do gotcha stories and like they try and get people, and they definitely are too. I think you can say they do watchdog like journalism, and like they make sure to really go after to dig like deep into stories and like try to find try to find out like what's really happening. They don't just do things that are surface level, and they will call out other other articles and stuff, and make sure that things are verifiable. So that's some very important things to do in journalism. So if they're brewing up a story, like that is a question that needs to be asked. But like if you're not brewing up that story, then why would you ask that question? Like there's no reason to really go in depth to that extent.
It's,
So
it's to
I
cause
don't think
chaos. That's all.
yeah, I don't think that's a question that they have to ask in that moment, but also I'm not Let's Run, and like that's not my purpose of like type of like journalism. I feel
Yeah.
like for me, but it's also like it's not like it's not, I don't think it's an unfair question, and I don't think even Ruth responded in a super bad manner. She didn't go off or nothing. Like she
No.
just, I don't, like people talk like that. That's true, and like people are gonna talk about what she said no matter what. Like they're gonna twist it no matter what. So it's all like, I think that's a valid question. I think that's a question that they probably still asked if I didn't watch all their interviews from the World Athletic
It,
Championships, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were asking other Kenyan runners about this question. You feel me?
yeah, and like it's a world record, and without asking, there's another question I have. So like, if he doesn't ask that question, is there still this, crazy media uptick about is this a world record or not? Is he the fault? Is it his fault that everyone is questioning that because he asked the question? It wasn't really the question. Really wasn't about her. It was about the Kenya athletics, bro.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was more. It was more about them,
I think
and it
there's
was
still
because what
my
if she
bad.
would have been like? What if she would have been like? Yo, I mean, you gotta talk to Kenya Athletics, man. Like they need to work on their system and their testing, and we have a real problem out there. What if she would have said that?
Yeah. But going to the what you asked, I think no matter what, people were going to be outraged. Like
Yeah,
people were gonna have something to say. I can go off to a few things. This is just from City Mag on their Instagram. Like they post Ruth Chepngetich breaking the world record, and the most liked comment I believe on here with 87 likes is from this guy saying Kenyans love the juice with a syringe emoji. Like that's the most liked comment. So like no matter what, people are gonna have their suspicions. There's people on Let's Run that have threads saying Ruth Chepngetich just ruined the sport of marathon. Like you have people like that's where that's so no matter what, like this was gonna be talked about. But I think Robert Johnson and Let's Run, they just it's getting very much inflated in this fact because it's a Kenyan runner, and I think it has been like really since Koskai um, had the world records. I think she was the last Kenyan woman to hold the world record. There's been a lot of people getting busted, like Ronix Cabruto. Like Cabruto was looking like the next one, and for him to get busted, I think that was a big deal for Kenya and just the whole entire track and field community.
no, yeah, definitely, and like you know, are the are we saying are Kenyans being treated unfairly? You know, when they break these records or when they run fast, how we view them. Do you feel like is there a bias against African runners? I,
Yeah, there it's not that's not unfair because like shoot, but
there is a bias
there
though. I,
there
I
is a
do think there's a bias for sure.
but like bro, like there's a bias, but like bro, there's also just a bias towards being black. You know what I mean? Like if you there's an automatic just look at you of like, oh, like he's supposed to do that. She's supposed to do that. Like they're black. That they're probably from they're fast.
I mean,
You know
that's
what
what
I
I'd be
mean?
thinking.
But I'm just talking about on the playground. Oh,
Oh yeah, bro. I had kids telling me growing up that I was only fast because I was black. That I had an
exactly.
extra muscle in my calf and stuff. I was like,
Okay,
what?
they going. They what? That's
Bro,
crazy.
people was
No,
wilding on me, bro. I'm dark. They were like, yo, bro.
that's a 1960 insult, bro. Like what? You got an extra muscle in your calf.
Yeah, bro. People used to tell me stuff like that. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about, bro?
But when you say that though, like are Kenyans getting an unfair treatment of people saying of telling them that they're doping, like just being black and being related to running, like at times it's really just unfair because people are gonna automatically think you're fast. And like if you do bad, people are gonna be all like, dang, bro, you ain't really black. Like
No, that's facts though. But if you do good, if you do too good, you're cheating.
you're cheating. Or it's gonna be all like, bro, you just got that because you're black.
They're
Like
always trying to find a way. They're always trying to find a way to take it away. You know what
not
I'm
to make
saying?
it like so much about race, but it's all like that's literally what's gonna come with it. And like it's unfair. Like it's unfair, but it's also shoot, I don't
Kenya
know
is
if
not
that's gonna
doing it, but
change.
Kenya Athletics, bro, I'm on your head, bro.
Ooh,
Y'all got to get better, bro. We can't, because I be out here defending you in these streets, bro. I really do. When people be the age stuff in college, I'd be like, hey man, come on, bro. Come on, bro. People, I be trying to defend y'all with that, and then I be hearing stuff that be going on, and I'm like, oh dang, like So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why it kind of that's why what's tough about it.
yeah. It does make it tough, but I do have sympathy for all those, not even just for uh the Kenyan athletes, but a lot of those international athletes that may be that are clean and and have to, when they run fast times or they break out on the scene, like there's people on Let's Run, there's people in the comments saying, "Oh, they're juicing, they're juicing, they're juicing." Like but it's just unfortunate. Like that's where our sport is at this time. That if anyone just breaks out on the scene, they run fast, like they're possibly doping. But it's so unfortunate because like those realities have happened, like just recently, and that's crazy that like people have to deal with that and have to deal with trolls. But so with that all being said, it's a warranted question, at least in my book. Would I ask the question? No, like that's not the type of journalist that I am. Do I have sympathy for the athletes? Most definitely, because like you just had the biggest victory of your life and somebody's questioning your integrity of the sport, but it's also you've entered a sport that is filled with so much cheating and doping, and you're affiliated by association in so many different ways that shoot, you have to be prepped for these questions. And maybe it's just a thing where it's all like track and field athletes aren't prepped for these questions really properly. They don't have PR teams like the NFL and NBA where they're around them all the time, being all like, you're gonna get asked about you're going to get asked about steroids here. You're going to get asked about this case here. You're going to get asked about what just happened, even on a college campus. Like, this is how you need to respond. And that's probably not happening for Ruth Chepngetich. At least I don't think. I don't think. I
I
wouldn't
think
think
that's a
so.
great point because I think a lot of people would agree that track and field is like watch what you say type of sport. And you could say that about all sports, I guess. Like when you see LeBron on the stand, and since he has such a big voice, you know, if he says the wrong thing, he gets in big trouble. But I feel like sometimes in track, it's the opposite. If it's you ask the wrong thing, you get in trouble.
Hmm.
And it's not like you're not, and I'm not just saying asking like a question that's too personal. He's asking a question about our sport. Doping is a reality in our sport, as you were saying, and people that have recently gotten busted, that's a reality too. And yeah, the only way I would be against it really is if like, because I'm trying to think of it from the opposite end. I'm like, has the U.S. had an enough bust this year for us to ask someone that if they broke the world record? Like, hey, we need to ask. We got, this person got busted this year, so Carter Mance break the world record. We got to ask him how he feel about people thinking that he might
Yeah.
be that doping. Like where's the line? Where is there a line where we're allowed to start asking that? You know what I'm saying? But
I
if
think the line is if it's in other news publications and if it's in other news publications where people are questioning like they could be doping, or AIU comes out and says like we're suspicious of this person, or they're talking about their tests, like you're going to be asked that question. You have every right to ask them about that question. And once they respond, they respond. But like especially if you ask them every single meet and like there's no developing information and like you're
yeah, then
asking just that's harassment at that
yeah,
point.
for
It's all
sure.
like the next time they see Ruth Chepngetich, if they ask her the exact same question, it's all like you're not even talking about like
Your
my race.
performance.
Yeah, like why you're really here, like the
Yeah, it's
big
like you need
thing
to
that
go talk to
happened.
the Kenyan Athletics, like I was saying earlier. Go
Yeah.
talk to them. Like, hey, all these people think your athletes, every performance your athlete does is faulty because of the results of all these positive tests, and people are starting to believe that you guys have systematic, like, doping things in place like Russia. That's like a whole investigative story that you need to go take up. Of course, you need to still get quotes from athletes, but you need to go talk to Kenya Athletics and the AIU and stuff like that. So it's basically identifying, is Let's Run doing this like you're saying to, you know, get down to the truth and have a story, or are they just doing this for clout? Because if
Yeah.
they're doing it for clout, you know, that's a whole nother, they're different story. And in my opinion, it's a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? They know that, like he said, they've been doing this for years, bro. They know what was gonna happen. They know people are gonna go crazy. Like, yeah, I have to. Rojo, he's like, I have to ask this question because if I ask it, everyone is gonna be on Let's Run for the next 2 weeks. You know?
But yeah, there's that element because that question is going to be asked on Let's Run. On the message boards, like that was
Yeah.
going to be a topic of conversation. And he is a voice for his followers, and his subscribers to the page. So he's all like, let me yeah, that was a good point, Aaron. That was a good point. Like, for real.
Yeah, bro. So I don't know. I don't know. Track and field is weird in that way. The track and field media and stuff, it's developing. We're a part of it, but it's just, there's some stuff that's kind of weird. We don't have to go too deep into it, but there's just, yeah, it's like these athletes don't have to interview with you. So it's not like you can really ask what you could ask something, and that might be the last question you ever get to ask.
Yeah, the more we talk about it, I don't think that really wasn't a wrong question to ask, especially
Yeah.
from that publication. Like it wasn't a wrong thing to ask. Is it in bad taste? I guess you can have that opinion of it being in bad taste. Like I said, I wouldn't ask that question. But it's also, I even though people are gonna say Let's Run's trash, the message boards are crazy. They're sort of like people say they're running's TMZ, but they also do like I think Let's Run, they have a vital place for like us for the running world too and in media. And like and what they do on the journalism side too is like good and they keep people accountable in journalism, like other journalists and what you may call it, and just the sport just in general. And you need that type of stuff. So
But the thing is, and this is not, and like we have to remember this too, because we're taking all this time, and you could say this is taking away from Ruth's accomplishment, running 209. We haven't really. I mean, we talked about it in the beginning, but 209 is an amazing feat. I was saying
yeah,
the other day, I was like, can a woman run 206?
209 is
Like at one
crazy.
point, like, are we just gonna start seeing men and women race together? Because I choose to like see when someone runs a fast time. I choose to believe it. So I think about what that means for the future of the sport. But I will say that like it's not Let's Run's fault that Kenya's been getting popped. That people in our sport have been doping so much. That's not
Yeah,
their fault, bro. That's literally not their fault. And it's just a sad reality that takes away from our sport. So I don't know if it's good to constantly, just like for us, like we're not really focused on that. I know we're talking about it a lot today. I think it's an interesting and complex topic, but that is a real reality of our sport and their outlet that chooses to focus on it. And I do think it does take away from people's performances and some of the fun of the sport. But I can't completely blame them because people are doping, bro. People get popped. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to do about that.
so Aaron, I'm a wow. Okay, so she ran 209 50 56,
Yeah.
and then we'll move on. I'm gonna name some people who no, this is low key kind of crazy,
Mm.
bro. This is kind of
We got
crazy.
a name. Say it, bro. We gotta give her a credit, bro. Give her props real
I'm
quick.
gonna name some Americans who have a slower marathon PR than Ruth Chepngetich.
Okay, we'll start off with ourselves, man. Aaron Potts, she got me. All right, so nobody get mad. She smoked me. She dust me like crazy,
Dude,
bruh. She beat me
I
by
mean,
over an hour.
I haven't raced the marathon. I'm not even going with her. There's no way. I surrender. I
I probably
surrender.
got maybe up to 5K with her.
No, I don't want no smoke because I'm not finishing the race after I run that 5K with her. She ran like
Yeah, I know.
440 pace, not 440
No, I
pace.
ain't even got 5K.
524.
Shoot.
524 pace.
Okay, okay. Maybe I can hang up for her. Like, I could get a 5K in. I'll be
All
dying
right.
though.
So there's been 2020 Olympic trials qualifier for the America. Jacob Riley is slower than Ruth Chepngetich.
Sheesh.
Reed Fisher, who just ran Chicago,
Yeah,
is
he was one of the
slower
top. Yeah.
than Ruth Chepngetich.
Mm,
Famous runner from Oregon, Frank Shorter, slower than Ruth Chepngetich.
that's a legend right there.
Jared Ward,
What?
Parker Stinson,
Monster.
Ed
Please.
Eyestone. Ed Eyestone was a beast
The
back in
GOAT. Get the one of the GOAT coaches right now at BYU.
Shadrach Kipchirchir just raced it as well. And so Frank Laura, that's it. So right now, Ruth Chepngetich, if she was an American male, she would be the 30th fastest American male in history.
In history, not in the year, in history.
In history, she would be the 30th fastest American male in history. That's crazy, bro. That's
Nah, that's
crazy. Like I don't even know what to think about that. Like what?
Sheesh, man. Like I said, bro, if it keeps on going like this rate, then we gonna have to start racing the women and men to just race them together, bro, and see what happens.
But also this tells me, bro, someone's gonna break too. Like it was gonna be Kelvin Kiptum, but like someone's breaking too. Like it has to it has to happen. I don't think
Cool that
it
she
can't be
broke
this
that
close.
record on the same year that Kelvin ran 2 hours and what was it, 35?
Yeah.
Saying the year later she breaks that epic record. That's cool.
Yeah. Someone's gonna come. Someone's gonna come and break that. All right. Before we get out of here though, Aaron, reminder, if you guys are listening to this on the podcast realm, Apple Podcasts, or even Spotify, give us 5 stars, bro. Give us 5 stars.
We
Leave a
need that.
review.
Push that.
Like, if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, like, please engage with us. Share with somebody. Like, share the podcast with someone. Share it out. Let's keep this going strong. We don't usually ask that like too much, but it's always cool too. You feel me? Like, share the love. Share the love. Don't keep it a secret. Don't keep it a secret. Your hidden gem. Share it with somebody. Before we get out of here, too, Aaron, running for culture. That's what we're calling it. Our event coming up November 1st, Friday, 6:30 p.m. in the New York City Marathon Expo. 6:30 p.m. More information coming out very, very soon on Instagram and being shared on the podcast next week. Yeah, we have to share like officially about everything that's happening. But Friday, November 1st, like tap in with us. Tap in with us. It's gonna be hype. And yeah, but lastly, Aaron, Grand Slam track. They signed some new people onto the squad since the last time we talked about it. But the most recent signings, we gotta talk about Nikki Hiltz. They were signed to the 1500, 800 meter group. They said they're feeling ecstatic to be part of Grand Slam track since the opportunity to compete in regularly scheduled elite meets like these slams is a great step forward for us athletes, and I'm certain fans will love the concept. They also signed Ronald Kimwoy, the silver medalist at the 5,000 meters at the Olympics this past year. He's going to be in the 3,000 and 5,000 meter group. He said he's very excited to be the first athlete representing Kenya in Grand Slam track. They also signed another 5,000 and 3,000 meter racer. That is Grant Fisher. Now being kind of solidified as the GOAT of American distance running on the track, getting those 2 bronze medals at the Olympics in the 5,000 and the 10,000 meter. He has a lot of American records on the track at this moment. And he's going to be part of the Grand Slam 5,000 and 3,000 meter. Aaron, what are your thoughts on these signings? Do you feel like these recent signings of even and recently with Matthew Hudson Smith, with Quincy Hall in the recent weeks, we heard that they got Mazula Samukanga and Allison Dos Santos with Masai Russell, just Jasmine Quattro Quinn. Are these names, are these people, are these going to move the needle? Are these going to move the needle? And how have you been liking Grand Slam tracks just marketing strategy overall? We knew a lot of stuff they're going to be dropping. How are you liking it?
No, I've been loving the rollout. I think the rollout has been great. Dropping each racer, whether it's once a month or bi-weekly, and also emphasizing who are these athletes, like knowing that, they are Olympians, and and the stats that go along with it. And I love hearing how a lot of these athletes are joining because they understand what this league will mean for the sport. Nikki Hiltz, they're one of the biggest draws for sure. People love Nikki, so I'm
True, true.
expecting in America that's going to bring a lot of people. Same with Grant as well. And then I love just having that international flair. Just makes the meet feel more special. But as we get more and more racers, what I'm curious about are the challengers. I feel like when this first came out, a lot of us are thinking like the challengers are going to be like, you know, I don't know, some people that aren't as fast or as well known. But that might not be the case. Like, what if Noah just decides to run one race and he's talking a lot of smack and he just pulls up? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
or like, what if there's some high caliber? What if we could get Shakari in there for just one race? Maybe they don't want to commit to all four, but can we bring them into one? And then that can bring another element to the race. But having that solid base of athletes really gives the team the opportunity to market the heck out of this because in my opinion we got fast races. You're gonna have consistency, and then you have like some household names, but it's gonna come down to the presentation in my opinion. Can we get people in the seats, and can we make them feel like the event is special, and like how does it come to life on TV, webcast, or whatever, and sink into our brains that we want to watch this, and that this is important. I think that they're working on that now. I can see the vision of doing that now on how they're rolling out the athletes, and the athletes talking about how important it is. I saw a little interview that they did with Cole Hawker. Like, so they're already slowly, like, they
yeah.
are they are building that. Um, so I'm excited to start hearing when is the first meet. I will be there. I will be there, especially if it's in LA. I'll be there.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm curious about. Like, it's cool to see all these racers, but who's going to be the broadcast partner if there is going to be one? Like, where is it going to be? If there's not going to be one, like, is it just going to be on YouTube? Is it going to be streamed on X, or is it going to be streamed on X, Instagram, or Twitch, or whatever, wherever it's going to be? Or is it going to be on ESPN or Fox Sports, any of these stations? And where is it going to be located? And it is curious just too, like, who are these other racers that's going to be up against like Sydney McLaughlin Levroni? Like right now, she's the only long hurdles athlete on the women's side. Like who's going to sign up with her alongside her as well? Will be interesting to see. And like we have no 100, 200 runners on the women's side at the
Mm.
moment. Are we going to be able to get a Shakari? And if we don't get Shakari, and like, what if we don't get Shakari or Julian? Like, are we still gonna be able to,
Wait,
or Gabby Thomas? Are we still gonna be able to draw in like that big crowd? Because at times, even when you watch the Diamond League and those stars aren't there, it feels kind of, at times it
wait,
doesn't feel as such a big deal. But like how you said, it does come down to like, can they make this mean something like more than it actually is? And that like this can be on the same level of winning a Milrose Games, of winning a Prefontaine Classic, and to be able to do that 4 times a year can be super big for the sport because you have Milrose, you have Pre, and then you have 4 other races that we really care about in the States, where like if you win that race, if you win that slam, like, oh, possibly that person can win USA's. So like um that's where I hope like that gets to go. But it definitely comes down to just how they presented it, how they present these like duels going one of these people going against each other. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, if the athletes care, that energy will be felt. But I did see that Melissa signed up though. Is she not on on the
Oh
short
yeah, Melissa
spaces?
Jefferson. She's
Yeah.
the 100 meter. Yeah, yeah, Melissa
So she could
Jefferson.
get her friends to come. That would be cool.
Yeah. So
But
yeah, it'll be interesting though. It definitely yeah, there's still just so much more. Like they have a lot of athletes right now, but there's still so much more announcements like coming. And I believe there's a lot of things in the work. And it seems that they're making from all that they're doing, just from the social side, they're making the athletes I think it's being translated to the athletes that this is a big deal and like you
yeah.
have obligations to be met in order to make this a even bigger deal. Like your personality is needed and like you need to market yourself in order to make this even bigger. And
Well,
like
yeah, they need to market themselves, but it's just like we're gonna provide this platform for you to market yourself.
yeah, yeah,
You
that's
gotta
what it
show
is.
you gotta show up. You gotta
Yeah.
come to the press conference. You gotta do this sit down interview. You gotta do this, that. Like, we're gonna push you out. So like if you don't have the capability, because yeah, we gotta get done with just like putting it on the athletes tab. They need help. They need help, bro. They got a lot of stuff going on.
No, yeah, facts. But that's what I meant though. Like
Yeah.
they're definitely making each of these athletes like a business, you know, and they all need to be sort of like a business. But it's such a big help to be on like Grand Slam track can really like run that business for you, in a way, and like really like set you up on that platform. So it
It just
really is
start
going to be interesting to see like a year from now, like the highs and lows of Grand Slam track and see even where Athlos is at because I didn't even know until you were telling me. I didn't know Athlos and Grand Slam low key beefing. I was like, dang, hold on.
Yeah, they coming. He coming for what's his name? Alexis. He coming for Michael Johnson's head. Coming for his head, low key. I don't know why, but hey, it's good for the sport, bro. Like I love it. I love it. We need the competitive. I like the competitive nature between the leagues. I love that everybody making more money, and I love that there's more track and field races that matter for us to watch.
I think they win $100,000 if they win a slam, bro.
That's just one meet.
That's just one meet. That's
Yeah,
crazy. That's pretty
yeah,
wild. $100,000? Like, shoot. Do I need to start running again?
low key.
Like, is this sport lucrative now? Like, hold on.
It might be in a couple years. That's the plan.
I may have to pop out. I had to pop out and show them.
Get on that. When they gonna get the marathon on there for you?
Shoot. Man. I don't know about that one, bro. Well, shoot, if I run a 209 American male, I'm lucky in the mix.
Hey, it's easy. That's easy work.
I don't know if that's easy, but I'm just saying. That's really crazy though. I can't even that's what I seen when I seen the 209 and like I'm pretty sure Chicago they start at the same time too. Cause she had male pacers, but she's like passing up. She's passing up people. Like she literally finished ahead of Reed Fisher. Like literally.
That's
Like
crazy.
that's that's wild, bro. Like I couldn't even that's kind of hard to comprehend how she did that.
Yeah, bro. It's only a matter of time between girls start breaking four. That's why I'm also like it was crazy,
What
but
for oh yeah, well yeah. Yeah.
we got women running
Faith
14
can
flat. We got women running under 29 minutes. We got women running 3:49. Like I mean, the times have been dropping all across all of the races on distance. So and and they ran 2:11 last year.
yeah.
The Sifa ran 2:11 last year. So of course it's a crazy drop, but like it's not crazy to think a woman. That's my only issue of like is I get what people are saying where they're saying is a woman only allowed to run a certain point, I don't think that's what it's really about. For some people, it is who aren't as educated about me and you on Kenya and stuff. But to just be like, oh, a woman ran a time that I didn't think that she could run, so like she has to be doping. That's stupid to me. That's dumb. But so some people do think like that. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry, Kenya, y'all been getting popped, man. Like y'all have been getting popped.
No,
And
it
it's
has
not
been.
about Ruth. It's not about Ruth. It's
Yeah,
about Kenya.
yeah. And to be honest, not to go back into that topic, Ruth has a responsibility of being the world record holder, of being that newfound face to like to speak on it. Like the same if Kipchoge was there, you
Does
should ask.
Kipchoge ever speak on that though?
I don't think so. But like you
Did-
you would have to ask him the question, like, because he is the face of
I think he should
Kenyan
be asked that
athletics.
question. I think he should be asked that question for sure. He's the leader of the Kenyan congregation. He. Why isn't nobody hasn't asked him like, hey man, what's going on in Kenya? I don't
And I
know.
can,
I
I
wouldn't
mean,
ask him that, but like if those the type of questions we ask him, like why isn't he getting asked that? You know what I'm saying?
I,
I ain't. They built Rojo and them is built different. You know what I'm saying? I know. I try to get Kipchoge on Baton Talk. Remember, I was trying to
yeah.
ask him like something stupid,
But I was
but
like, bro, you should just ask for a picture, man. You guys,
hey, I still met him though. I still met him. I could have got a picture, but it's all good. We'll probably cross paths again one day.
yeah, he says he still wants to run all the majors. That's what he said. I believe he still has to run. He hasn't ran Chicago. Did he run? He ran New York last year, right?
Yeah, he ran New York.
And he's ran Tokyo, and then he's ran Berlin. So I think it's just Chicago. What are other majors?
Has he ran
Chicago,
Boston? Did he run Boston last year?
or did he run Boston and not New York?
I feel like he ran New York and Boston.
Okay, so it may just be
Did
Chicago.
he run New York when we were there?
No, no, no. Wait, hold on. Let me look it up. Let me look it up, and then we'll close this out. I can't remember if I don't know if he did run the New York City
He
Marathon.
ran
I think
Boston last year for
yeah, he
sure.
ran. I think he ran Boston. Oh, he did not run. He didn't run the 2023 New York City Marathon. He didn't run 2023, but he did run Boston. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so I think it's New York and Chicago. He hasn't ran yet, so that would be cool. So those questions will come to Kipchoge soon. We'll see.
We'll see, man. Yo, we hey, let's run. We holding y'all to it, man.
Go to y'all
Y'all
too, man.
y'all said y'all we really we low key wrote for y'all on this podcast. So I want to see Eliud Kipchoge get asked about Kenya doping and people questioning his entire career because of how many people are getting popped right now. That's a
Oh,
valid question. That's a
bro,
valid question.
if they don't ask us, if they don't ask them that, bro, we're deleting this episode, bro.
Exactly, bro.
'Cause
They need to ask that question.
I wrote for man. I wrote for you, man. We really did. We really
Low
did.
key, man.
Dude, shout out. But anything else before we get out of here, Aaron?
No, man, running for culture. Yeah, I'm excited for that. We can't wait to keep giving y'all updates on that of the guests that we're bringing. But make sure y'all tap in November 1st. We run in New York. Hit us up. DM me if you run in New York. You want to get pizza, something. You want to get karaoke after the race or something. Hit me up. You know.
Hey, low key too. Like, if y'all definitely if y'all listen to this one, you all the real ones, like for real. And if you live in New York and you're gonna be at the New York City Marathon, once we like track us, bro, because we gonna need like
Oh yeah.
video and like pictures, like no cap. If y'all could do that for us, that would be amazing. So
Yeah.
yeah, help us out in some way. Just DM it to us and we'll tag you in it and everything. And yeah, for real, for real. But all right, we'll see y'all next week. Let's get it.